This is Dan Max at EXPI Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and it's your live daily market recap for Wednesday, August 31st, 2022. Let's get into it. If you are newer to the channel, be aware. This channel is meant for traders that have a little bit of experience and who have struggled to maintain an edge and win consistently. And also that if you have any questions, link is in the description below. Check out the Discord room. I'm going to start the timer now. Give it a few minutes to let people come on in. If you have any questions before then, feel free. I'll answer them now, just beforehand. But I was just going to do a recording for, again, I always send it out to friends and family who can't watch this live, who might not be going to YouTube. I send them a daily recap, and I save it separately. So I will start the full shebang when this timer goes to 0. Good evening, everybody. Again, I appreciate everybody. Love the news after hours. I don't know about y'all, but it's like, here, checkbriefing.com. Let me pull this over. NVIDIA has imposed license requirements for sales to chips to China, or the U.S. informs. It's like, okay, yeah, we'll see. Not surprised. Bearish news at the lows. I am suspect of it. Again, I'm expecting near term to be a bounce. When is near term? Right? When is near term? I don't know. We'll get into all the details of it because it's going to be what? It's going to get interesting. That's for sure. They're not going to make it easy. They never do. That's trading. When is it easy, right? People always assume certain things. Yeah. That's just how it is. Again, I apologize if there are sidebars. I'm getting the new screens. They haven't come in yet. Amazon will be delivering them, I guess, at 6:30 to 7:30 my time. I figured it's too late to send this out and record it and put it all together. I would just send it and do it now. Send it. So, again, if you have questions that are not related to the order of this typical video, save them for the end. I usually do an extra little chat for everybody just to go through deeper. Because ultimately trading is a probability game. There's no certainty here. This guy's not selling you any certainty. So it just sucks that the screen resolution is not what I want it to be. Sipping on coffee because it's going to be a long afternoon. How about today's action? Close at the lows. Try to blow this sucker out. Clearly somebody knew the NVIDIA news was coming. I'm interested to see how the futures react accordingly. I have a sneaky sense that this is forming that bear trap. Now, we started adding some shorts in at the close. We will see. We shall see. A lot of people, closed up some shorts, started adding longs. I'm sorry, I'm like drawing and talking. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Again, a lot of people starting to turn bearish. A lot of bulls screaming help. Typically, again, the market drops almost, 40 handles on the SPOOs. It's time to bounce. 10% drop real quick. Bear markets are what? Traders' markets. That's what they are. Don't know what to do with the QQQs. I mean, again, the market's going to confuse as many people as it can right before it turns. Like, that's what they do. I mean, that's just what they do, Looking at the ES futures. Move the timer out of the way. Let me close this up. Move that. Let's add a little fib nasty on this. Below the 50. Now again, you can see what? I mean, I can see it. You see the point of control. I would say it's probably because a lot of those candles couldn't close there. You have this area. I mean, don't bring a ruler to trading. We know that. It's got to be somewhere around here. Don't bring the protractor either. And again, what I'd love to see is the overnight action as a bear turning bullish, extreme, and turn around. Now, people might say, this isn't extreme enough. Well, no, I agree. The VIX isn't blowing out, but I don't think we're going into the 3 blowout candle formation yet. Coming off the highs, just like coming off the lows. Down, pop, down. That's all. You've been right on VALE, 12 now. I mean, it's right. I don't take credit for being right or wrong. I'm just using the past as a measuring stick for the future. You know, VALE is not going to be immune. Nothing's going to be immune when you hit the ultimate smash. I don't know if we're going for that at the moment, but I mean, all the stuff is going to be on sale. I promise you. I mean, anybody who thinks gold, silver, metals, materials, uranium won't get absolutely beaten to a pulp, they're in denial. They don't know the past. We talk about it every night. When the theater's on fire, the door is never wide enough. That's just the reality of it. People want out, they want out, and everything gets taken with it. So just be aware. This is what it is. This is what it is. Profit pressure. Yep, that was something we were dealing with today. All right, 15 seconds, and then we're going to start recording. So please be patient. Again, if you have questions about stocks that I'm currently talking about, please interrupt and jump in. If not, wait to the end. We'll get to some more stuff. All right. Awesome. Timer is done. I see that, my friend. All right. This is Dan Max at EXPI Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market recap for Wednesday, August 31st, 2021. Last day of the month. Hopefully you're doing well. Again, appreciate everybody's love and support. If you're new to the channel, please check out the Discord room. Link is in the description below. Talking in there all day, every day. There's always something to be talked about. Market is always adapting, changing, and how you are handling it mentally is usually the problem. Everybody is subject to interpreting the market as they believe. Their beliefs become the problems. So, on that note, this channel is really meant for people who have issues with being consistent. Not necessarily they don't know how to trade, because again, there are beginner materials in the Discord room, tons of it, 50 back to beginners videos. But I would advise people that, you know, it's like learning a foreign language. You got to learn the alphabet before this really makes sense, because I don't want to talk over people's heads, because if it feels like that, that means you got some more work to do. So let's jump into it. Good old Texas tea, black oil. What do we say? Got up into the resistance zone, backed off. Boom. If you had XOP, Exxon Mobil shorts today, we talked about covering some of them. I covered all of them because, again, I think the market could get in this choppy thing, but I wouldn't be surprised if oil did drop, and that would cause near-term pop. It was a nice scalp. Keep in mind, you can only do so many things. We'll talk about oil later. I promise we'll dig deeper. As of right now, it's just, what is it? Hovering along the high end of range, right? Just chilling, hanging out. Nothing to really say. BTC $. What do we talk about? Broke this channel. Thing that's interesting about Bitcoin is it's not dumping, just holding flat. So I struggle with saying what to do with it. You're just in this support zone. Now the channel broke, but it doesn't necessarily look like it's bearish or bullish. You got to really start taking out the lows to get to going heading south of the border. Not looking at that yet. So anyway, someone said, it saw an ad said 80% of trades are made by AI, and you have been right about 80% of the time. Are you? Just kidding about you and AI. I'm right probably 90% of the time when I'm swing trading. But again, I tell you, I'm a sniper trader. I don't take a shot at every trade that's out there. I'm very patient. I let things come to my levels. When they come to my levels, I get rewarded. That's how that works. But you have to be patient to be high probabilities. The more you trade, more you lose. Bottom line. So Bitcoin, not really sure. But if it holds up, should be bullish for the market. The dollar, just basing along the highs. We've talked about this 1,000 times. The dollar doesn't die of just getting crushed. No, it goes to the moon first, then it turns over. At this point, again, I've gone through the monthly. I'll do it. I feel like I have to do this because there's always somebody new. There's always somebody new, right? Who's like, oh, what are you talking about? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And it's like, the monthly. Check it out. Here you go. It's breaking out. But one of the things I don't mind if you're a bull on a monthly is what? Consolidation. You know, does it have to break out right away? You hope so if you're a bull. Does it have to? That's the hard part. You don't know. I would say at this point, it is going to ultimately go higher. I just think it could get a little choppy the next couple days. That's all. TLT, close at the lows of the day. Not surprised. Remember, position squaring for the end of the month. People are like, bonds have been pretty junky, right? If you look at from August 1st, literally the highs closing near the lows. Not surprised. Again, window dressing. If you're not familiar with that, first and last 3 days of the month are window dressing, aka position squaring, aka get your statements ready for your clients. So that's just the reality. So I don't really have much to say other than I would just watch the levels. I think at some point TLT is going to pop because of what? Inflation will peak here shortly. Now again, long term, no one's talking about that. We always got to trade the market we're in, but the repeating patterns are what? The monthly, right? Look at the monthly. Sorry, I thought I was on the daily. We're holding this chop zone. I apologize. I got to get better at that. Got to get better at knowing what screen I'm on. So here's what it is. Check out the daily, as you said. I mean, the action's just pulling back. You're near the lows, but you're not breaking lows. So, pretty tough to call one or the other. The VIX. I've said for a couple days here that I don't want, I mean, everybody knows, I don't want the straight line VIX up. I don't want that. I want the build a bear, build a base, whatever, and go. Because then you can really trade around it. And one of the things about the VIX, what? Obviously it means volatility, but volatility doesn't always mean down. Volatility means up and down. So if the VIX stabilizes here and the market wants to pop for 3-4 days a week, and it comes back into the 23, 22 range, that's a gift, because then you can buy puts again and play it to the upside. Because, I mean, at some point we're getting up here. We're getting into the mid-30s. It's just a matter of when, not if. And again, if you like to actually trade the action and really, 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 really like take full advantage of the volatility, you want to see up and down. Traders market. Not, again, people who just buy and hold, we're not talking to you. And plus also, too, you don't realize a bear market is just a trader's market that ends with a down move. And you're going to not like how this feels. The Vixen, what do we talk about? Breaking out. But hey, let it pull back. Come on, just in 30s, 29. That'd be amazing for what? Loading puts. Loading the putties. If you know what the putties are, right? We all know what the putties are. SPY. I mean, see my little alert there? Ding, 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 ding. It went off. Thought the point of control is what? We're going to hit this at some point. People were a couple days ago, weeks, whatever. They just couldn't hold their shorts. Couldn't keep their pants on. Now we're down here. Now what? You take profits. Just like here, you're probably going to bounce a little bit. I mean, the market just went from 420 down to 395. Come on, man. Just a little bounce. 405 should be just dandy. Minimum. I love it. Because then you can buy some September calls. Wink, wink. Near term, near dated. Play the up. But also keep your October, November, September shorts going. However you want to play that. That's how I like to trade around it. And again, if you don't even buy calls, whatever. Let it pop up and then boom! Smash! Bring your hammer. Bring your Thor hammer later. You want to bring your Thor hammer up on up. People are like, oh, I just want to short when it's dropping. It's like, well, do you always buy when it's going up? Because that can be pretty painful. Personally, no. I never, ever chase. They'll be like, oh, how do you win so well? I don't chase. I never chase. Chasing is always the stupidest move because guess what? At some point, the market will give you a what? Another entry. It'll come back. QQQ. Here we go. Here comes our little downtrend or uptrend. Imagine after hours, we're at 297.70. We got to as low as what? We got there good enough for government work. Close enough. After hours, we're down here. What is the current 297.70? I mean, is that pretty dang good or what, folks? Is that pretty dang good? Because if this ends up being a bear trap and rallying back, don't be surprised if it's like an indecision candle tomorrow and then Friday pop, Monday, markets close, holiday. Traditionally, the day after Labor Day is always bullish. 4-day closing, longest since 9-day banking moratorium. What is it? I mean, day after Labor Day has been up 16 out of 27, but down 8 out of the last 11. Yeah, but I still remember day after Labor Day money coming back in. So, again, here, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, 297.70, here's the 10-minute after hours. Boom. Daily doesn't draw because it's daily only. I don't have intraday, but that takes us down to what? Our near-term bottom zone. IWM, we talked about IWM leads. Look where it's at, folks. We talked about this little area, A183s. Could go a little lower, sure, but it's the 100-day, it's the 50-day cross, and it's the old channel highs. Bounce. Come back to 190. I mean, you could even draw the point of control up right in there. Somewhere like 190. Whatever. Again, don't bring a ruler to the trading game because you're going to find it's very frustrating. IWM looks good. Gold, it's probably going to bounce, but guess what? It got sold to end of the month. Talked about this for weeks. Do you know that gold is what? Stuck. Cheddar. We know it's a big month and cup and handle on the monthly. No one's going to argue that. I've been bullish this stuff since the cup bottom, which was a Head and Shoulders. Do you like clean hair, dandruff free? No, Head and Shoulders shampoo. Now you're back testing the trend line. You're at the 0.382. Remember, the 0.382 shouldn't get violated, but don't be surprised if it does, because look, this is the problem. When I look at the daily on gold, what do you notice? On the blowout top, the market makers had endless sellers. At the bottom, they're looking to break and bust people to make endless buyers for themselves. I don't see the volume, hence why I don't think it's bottom. That simple. Silver. I remember in the 19s, told y'all, hey, you bets to take your money. Talked about it could bounce here with the novice gap. Now we're in the free fall, making lower lows. All those silver bulls. Hush, shh, shh. Just lay down. Just lay down. Come on. Stop it. Every day is not ending in Y is not a day to buy silver. Maybe physical? Yes. To actually buy SLV, PSLV, whatever? No. It just drives me crazy because people are like, the market's rigged. And it's like, yeah, we know. Well, the market's rigged and you're going to cry about it versus just do what the market's doing. Oh, it's because you read a bunch of bullish articles and it went lower? That's the problem. You just got played by the market maker, son. He just came up to your house and said, you have to make a deposit with me. Well, I want to go long gold. And he's like, yeah, sure, right ahead. Go right ahead. Put that deposit in. I'll sell it back to you lower. All day, every day. Unfortunately, that's just how it be. Now we're back to my alarms. I mean, I still don't think we're at a bottom. I mean, maybe we bounce, but I don't see the volume. Keep in mind, GDX could not bounce worth of junk. Notice how where the May bottom is, and then go look at the GDXJ, and you tell me which one of these ETFs you want to buy. JNUG versus Nugget. JNUG. Look, we got back to the May highs. Yeah, this is not capitulation. Thank you, Scotty. You get it. This is not capitulation. Absolutely not. I mean, I'm not even worth zooming out on the monthly. I mean, I hope it holds here for bull's sake, because again, I don't care. I mean, if it bounces and then it capitulates, great. It's just not capitulation. I mean, anybody who's just trying to tell you it is, and that you got to buy and hold this stuff, they just don't want to feel alone being a loser. I'm telling you. I've been there, trying to tell people, I think this is a buy, and then they're like, well, Dan, it went lower, and I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. AG. Who remembers talking about buying it last fall into December? Then it had another low in January. Oh my God, it was a gift. And then it ran up, and we talked about you bets to get out because the freaking Ronald McDonald tagged us, said you better gets to going. Now it's dead money. Gone. Leave it alone. Here's the one. Please take note. If you are going to buy gold and silver or a gold miner, this one looks right because you got capitulation volume. You got the better action. But now it's pulling back on lighter volume. Knock them stops, son. That's why I got this blue target zone. Hopefully it just goes, up 2 or 3 points lower. Again, have the Feds pivot? Please don't tell me they have. Because if you are, then I've lost all respect for you if you think the Feds have pivoted. Newmont, or no, pass on it. We said watch the volume here. Nope. Gone. Now again, if you're a bull, the better these things drop, the better you got buying ops on. Newmont told y'all it was going to bounce and then leave it alone. Just leave this thing alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Because here, I'll show you on the monthly. Let me draw it real quick because it wasn't there. You had the same action in 2000s. Here, look at this. You had like this nice like trending up and then wham. And it went, what's crazy is it went from 54 down to like 21 real quick. Well, here you go. You have this nice smooth uply monthly trend. And that's not me crapping my pants. That's literally Newmont crapping the bed. Are we done with the metals? I think, again, I love them. Trust me. When they're ready, we good. Letter X. Somebody said to me, what is it, a couple weeks ago or a couple days ago? Hey, you think it's strong? No, I just think it's playing games. There it goes. Now it probably should hold 22. Maybe. I don't know. Just leave it alone. VALE. Leave it alone. Just leave it alone. The Scott bottom gap is going to fill at some point. Nucor. People are like, it's going to the moon. I'm like, it's acting good, but that looks like a double tope. Double tope. M. Let me hold on. I have a feeling you can see what's going on here. Da-da-da-da-da. Bears are loving it. I mean, it's pretty simple there. The M top. Now, again, it's always like, how do you know what tops and bottoms look like? It's like, man, they're just all repeating formations. So don't overthink it. That's an ugly M, but whatever. Should hold 100-day, hopefully near term. And then you can get out. CCJ. Man, uranium, I'm sorry, folks. When CNBC does a special on anything related to anything, it's a sell the news. Remember the last one they did was on Exxon Mobil, and that thing ended up dropping like 20%, probably like a couple weeks later, within a couple weeks. People are taking shorts up here. I dig it. Now, again, have a stop. Nobody's promising you anything, but it's channel high. I've said this before. Go look at the past. Even in 2008, uranium got blasted. Again, they throw the baby out with the bathwater. If you think CCJ and uranium names will not get thrown out with the bathwater, wrong. If you're shorting up here, cool. Tight stops, easy money, probably goes back down. I've said at some point this is probably a teenager stock, 16 to 18, smoking age or driving age. Worst case, 21. The age to what? Drink? Depends on where you're from. Arrow. I like the volume at the lows. We talked about stopping power. Stop, drop, roll. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you guys can make it up as you want. Pop, coming back down. Just keep it simple. I mean, I don't like when people try to confuse this. I don't. Mosaic, what did we say? If Sunshine Trader's listening, he was all bullish Mosaic. And I was like, you got to be careful on these gaps, my friend. Oh, the market action is bullish. I'm like, it's a bear market, homebro. And good guy's a good trader. But again, he doesn't short though. Which just is what it is. You know? And again, I don't mean to pick on anybody, because at some point I'm going to be wrong and people can pick on me. I don't care. It just is what it is. But look at that. If you were looking for shorts, because again, speaking of shorts, pull your pants up, watch this one. Put your belt on. 3-gap trap. I don't remember if you're in their Discord room and you shorted CF and we talked about it. It was a hard trade because it's making new highs, looking strong. We said that doji. Uh-oh. Gap. Oh. Now again, agriculture, fertilizer should be strong. Pulling back, probably bounces. Again, if it fills the gap at 113, short it with a tight stop. I'm not a financial advisor. Once was. I don't have any licenses. You can't blame me for your losses. You were the one who enter, hit exit, talk to a financial advisor. Ultimately, that is juicy. Juicy J. Yeah. Let's get into tech, because this is where I think if you're paying attention, it's time to go long ski. And now, again, I'm not talking about going long to the highs. Talking about you get into, yeah, maybe, who knows if it even, let me remove that pencil mark. You're into the support zone with AMD, right? I mean, it seems very obvious when you draw after the fact that, like, kind of looks like the line of least resistance is all these wicks here, the top there, it's the gap there from the past. This would be your upside target, 93, 95. Remember the Goldman upgrade at the highs? How awesome was that? Those guys are so nice to buddy pass it. Goldman upgrades it so every other broker can sell it to their clients. It's so friendly. It's such a friendly game of poker. It was a crazy game of poker. All right, SMH. Down after hours. Ooh, I mean, you probably should buy. 211. Not a bad price. Here's the gap. Man, there's so much going on here. So much confusion. Here's my guess, bouncing. Let me clean this up because, again, it's clearly wrong. But my point being is I'm starting to make moves in this. Because, again, you go from 247 down to 215 pretty dang quick. Maybe it needs to just fill this gap, 210. Now, here you go. Let me get out my own pen because I'm taking notes. Are you? Oy. Here's the first one that I think, if that gap on SMH 210er tomorrow. Oh, but what if it goes to 209.87? It's bearish. No. I'd watch that. I would absolutely put this on your watch list. Ooh, that line is not straight. Come on. There you go. Set your alarm for 210. I mean, I like it. People are going to say head and shoulders, yada, yada, blah, 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 yada, 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 invalidated. Just don't listen to the noise. Know your trade. Just do what you think is best. Just don't get too bearish whenever at the lows and don't be too bullish at the highs. Like, keep in mind, that's how things reverberate and flip. And we don't know why. Someone's always like, why, Dan, why? I'm like, you don't usually figure out why till later. It's not how this works. We don't have inside knowledge. We're not Hunter Biden. We're not hedge funds, institutions. We're not on the inside trading. We're not Paul Pelosi and all of Congress. No. We don't know the why. But I do know the place. If that gap is touched again, that seems logical. How high now is it going to bounce? I would guess probably 220s. Look at the point of control, the 0.382. I mean, let me stretch this all the way back. Let me stretch her out. Come on. Somewhere like... No, that's not what I want. That's what I want. Somewhere like that. Now, this zone, I mean... Let's tighten it up because now that looks like it. Looks like it. Something like that. You guys, any questions? Because, I mean, it's amazing to me that everybody just gets bearish at the lows and bullish at the highs. And guess what? They get smoked. And when I mean smoked, like, not good. Like smoked trout, smoked cheddar, smoked everything. They get put in the smoker and cooked up. NVIDIA, we'll talk about it here for a second because, again, the news, where is it after hours? Is at 142. All right, there you go. There's your reference, right? It's retesting the lows. Could it pull all of semiconductors down? If you're a bull, you hope so, because then you can get some discounts. The discount, Aaron Rodgers, double check. Double check. Yeah, no doubt. Because, again, I mean, I think it probably will break, but here's what bulls, and this is the hardest part of trading sometimes, is you get to these like levels and you think it's just going to slam right through it. Just like you get up to the highs and you think you're going to slam through it. You back off. Look at it. It backed off 193 down to 165, got right back up. Would you not be surprised if some sort of repeating pattern where we get back down, we hit the zone, we're in it, we're in the down scary zone. You gap down and then it boink backs up to like 160s. Maybe it fills, I don't know, 167. Then it goes lower. And then everybody's like, what the heck? Hey, Bob, what's going on? I don't know. That's the kind of stuff that they try to do. Again, just please be cognizant that you are the target of the market maker. You are not a genius. I am not a genius. We are the targets of the market makers. Does that make sense? They're trying to take our money, so they're not giving us easy information. We got to decipher this. We got to sniff out the farts, and we got to pick up the breadcrumbs, and we got to play Columbo or, whatever, MacGyver, and sniff out what's going on. Because there's a bomb about to go off intentionally, because that's what they do. I mean, at the lows, they're going to get this bad news, it's bearish, and it'll pop. And then at the highs, it's good news. Is it? Not really, but the market goes higher. I mean, that's a trader's market. People just struggle with this. Apple, we talked about coming into the zone. Well, here you go. You might open there. It's at 156.54 after hours. Probably going to hit the 50-day, right? Pretty simple stuff. Pretty simple. What's the next one on the list? Because there's so many. Meta. What an amazingly great short today. Who took that? Who took that? If you're in the room, you don't owe me a super chat, but you should owe yourself a high five. Because we talked about it. Got up to, we drew this trend line. It literally hit it. Backed off. Goodbye. Goodbye. Very nice. Yeah. I mean, it's the point of control, short term. You can see it. Yeah. 50-day. Yeah, I give out winners if you're in the Discord room. I post them. And again, winners and losers. I mean, anybody around. How many times do I hand out losers? You tell me. I don't know. Not about this game of losing. You gap up on whatever news. It didn't even matter. Hits the 50-day. Doink. Probably fills the gap. At some point, when 55 breaks, it's game over. Here's another beautiful trade. Netflix. It popped over my little point of control. I got in. I got stopped out. Ooh, you lose, Dan. Well, yeah, we lost. It worked the previous 2 days. Pretty good. And then what happened? Oh, it just gets to the 20-day, and it's even juicier because then it drops, 10 points. High five to you if you took that trade. Again, another great scalp. Netflix long term, I mean, all these tech names are going to go lower. It's just a matter of how they play out in the next couple days. Because I anticipate what? Volatility. You either love it or you hate it. And I absolutely love it. Mr. Softy started buying. Oh, took some off yesterday. Started buying. Oh, it's at 260 after hours. Oh, no. I don't know. We'll see what we wake up to because the futures are at the low of the afternoon. Oh, no. Scary. Nah, not really. Think about it. Just went from 295 down to 260s. I would not be surprised if it pops. Talked about probably get 270s. I mean, maybe even 275. Again, if you're a bear, this is what you want. I'm telling you, you don't want straight line moves because then what happens after straight line moves is a lot more chop, bigger, heavier chop. You get a boom move here from 315 down to 270, and you're gonna get this whipsaw action. I want the smooth, soft. I want the yacht rock radio, smooth down and then slide pop, soft, easy drop. Soft rock. No, what do they call it? Yeah, yacht rock radio. You don't. Again, if you get too fast, too furious here, you get all this sloppy action. I don't want that. I want the yacht rock radio soft. I mean, we need to get the bounce soon because then it can be boom, boom, kaboom later. If it gets going too fast, it's gonna get super sloppy joppy, and you're not gonna dig it. CRM. Put this on the trade list today. Bought some of that. Simple. At the support point. Oh, Dan, it's been murdered. Yeah, I see. I like CRMs. I mean, you're pretty useful. Here you go. I mean, it's just, I don't know what to tell folks. If you get these straight line moves, it's going to get really heavily volatile. Think yacht rock radio. Soft, easy, bouncing around. We're on the ocean. We're riding the tide, surfing, whatever you want to call it. Google, again, every day, there's always somebody oh, it's going up to the 140s. It's no, it's not. Pray that you can sell back up here in 117s later. It's not at the lows, but it's holding up. Keep in mind, there's a lot of stocks that didn't make new lows today. Like Tesla. Or no, sorry, not Tesla. Netflix, Meta, Goog here, Guggenheim, Mr. Softy. I think Apple made a new low. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. The fruit made a new low. Point being, whatever. Meta, put MicroStrategy on your little trade docket. Because I mean, is it going to fill the gap at 215? I don't know. I was talking to some people about this earlier. I'm like, man, that's a really juicy spot. It's a really juicy spot. Now, again, you could draw it like that. My bad. I mean, it's just dropped from 361 down to 230. Ay, caramba, my. Oh, man, dude. I mean, I don't know. Get it pop 30, 40 points? Yeah. Uh-huh. Tesla. Did anyone see Tesla's action today? Like, I remember looking at it and it was like, oh, it's down all day. Then it started to pop. Made a lower low, but closed back above it. Now, again, I'm not bullish any of this stuff long term. I just expect to pop. How high? I mean, how high is Elon? I don't know. Probably 280, 290. That's what I would look for. I would just keep it very, very simple. And I hope this helps. Like, it doesn't have to be that difficult. And again, if you go long, you don't have to go long big. Just hedge. Or take profits and have bullets to fire. Just telling you, stay all short, all in, all the time in a trader's market. It doesn't work. You got to trade the volatility. Roadblocks. I told you to sell it up in the 50s. Told you to buy it down here with a VPA, volume price analysis, and a cooling. Look at that volume. Someone set the floor. You had a higher low. Zing, zing, zing. Took some points off of this. Now let it go. Starting to tighten up, making higher lows. Do you see this? You seen it? Higher lows. That's not what it was doing previously. Hopefully that is obvious. Like when I say obvious, I mean like obvious. Let me pull up Amazon real quick. Yeah, I mean, here you go. Here's your point of control, probably 125s and the gap fill. Not a gap fill, but just a previous gap. We're going to get there probably. And again, just be aware that, here's something that I want people to notice. And if you've been around and you're hanging out, this is something that was very obvious previously. When the market was ripping to highs, it would close at the highs and it'd squeeze at the end. Right before what? The trend flipped. Well, now what? Now we're selling at the lows and blowing out at the bottom. Right before the trend flips. And now again, I'm not saying like we're going back to new highs. I'm just saying like you're going to get a bounce. But bounce. XBI. Didn't we say XBI typically leads? It was up 60 cents today. What's going on here? It broke below like the support zone, came right back, and then really tight action. Now again, I'm not saying it has to go like much higher, but I think it's going to pop. That best spot, let me clean up my pretend predictions, because again, I just draw like swirlies. Man, if you could get something like this in a couple days, and you could put the shorts on, go for a jog, take it for a run lower, that'd be nice. Where are we at? What do I want to talk about? Let's go to EXPI real quick and UTHR. Where are they? I don't even look at them ever anymore. They're so sad. Fundamentals. We talked about you could buy this thing when it made the lower low and bounced over it. Game over. I don't even know. I mean, people who own this stock in my company, I'm like, you're holding lottery tickets. Don't expect that much. UTHR, wide and loose today. Wow, 208, 230. I'm gonna go pull that up because there gotta be some sort of news on that. That's not news. That's normal. What happened? They had no. Oh my God. It spikes and region attributed to favorable patent ruling in case against. Okay, we'll see. I mean, someone had a patent case against them. Whatever. Again, if you're not taking profits on this after we told you could buy it down here and then it was acting great in a bear market, then it went on a roaring high, and then now it's chopping. If you didn't sell up here, I don't know what, again, I mean, that's like the psychological barrier of FOMO. And that FOMO ends up eating at your soul eventually. And then guess what? You lose the money. Lose money. Let's talk about financials. At the 50-day, I mean, you can see that there's some spots here why I think it should bounce near term. I did not take any financials off. I know there's people talking about buying it, going long. Cool. I mean, it's due to bounce. I just don't care. I'm short the FAS. I'm short Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley popped today and, cool. Cool story. Again, I mean, just think about it. Like, if financials are popping, is the market gonna slam? Right? Like I said, will not be surprised when we wake up and the futures are positive. Just saying that. And also wouldn't be surprised to wake up and they're down 30 on the ES. I don't know. But things you don't see with financials holding up. Right? At point of control near term. Not saying it's going to the moon. Just please don't put that in my mouth. Don't put words in my mouth. In my mouth. There you go. JP Morgan. No buyback, piece of junk. But even that thing is holding up last 3 days. We all noticed that? Is it clear that we're seeing signs of what? Potential strength? We'll see if it sustains. I mean, that's all it is. That's why you go through all the charts every night. You watch these recaps and we watch them together and we hang out and we talk about this and we kind of game plan it. This isn't a dictatorship, even though I know probably more than most people here, but I have blind spots. I'm not perfect. USO, congratulations if you shorted up here. Hot damn. Somebody in the city. That was awesome trade right there. Seriously. Now what? Backs off. Probably due to what? Bounce? Did anyone notice UNG today? Because I was watching natural gas a little bit too. I'm like, hit the 20-day. Consolidating. We'll see. I struggle to know exactly how this plays out near term. Long term, I think it gets smashed. It's just, again, what do you want to short? Pick and choose your battles. I think that there's limited downside eventually in oil and gas. Why? Because there's shortages. There's a lot of things. I mean, there were shortages in 2008 and 2009. Saudis said they were going to cut supply. They're running out of... There was a book coming out called Peak Oil. All sorts of fun little silly games. Whatever. XOP. Where art thou, Romeo? Look at that. Talked about the short up here. Hit the 20-day. Pulled off at some drip. Now it hit... Man, it's crazy. It hit like 0.618, like within a penny or two. I still think that ultimately, if the market holds up, you're going to get some other chances at the XOP. That's why my alarms are set here for this little area. I'm thinking 147. Keep in mind, even down, and it came right back up. Then it went... We'll see. Keep in mind, like, there's a lot of momentum in the oil names because Senior Ricky and every Bobo trader out there is like, oil, gas, it's safe, it's safe, it's safe. CCJ, safe, 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 safe. These folks don't know. It doesn't end well. Exxon Mobil, here's another amazing trade if you're following the channel. Talked about heading the channel high. Talked about this little blue box would probably be a bounce. And what? 3 days, 101.93. Not bad. Again, people are like, oh, it's not a huge move. I don't care about necessarily how big the move is. I appreciate bigger moves, but if it's predictable, you can make it a big move. You can leverage it. Duh. Anyway. All right, I'm going to wrap it up and then go straight to the live questions and just chatting. I appreciate everyone who's watching. Again, if you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. Link is in the description below. Start making money. Please buy some real estate. Be smart. You don't have to marry the interest rate. You date it and you refinance later. Hard assets. I love when people troll me about real estate. It's like, hey, man, people don't necessarily need an electric car forever, but they need houses. And if you look at the historical trends, that's the only thing that ever goes much higher. Because people need places to live, and if people aren't buying, they're renting. And interest rates go higher, guess what? There's inflation. And if there's inflation, the cost to rebuild and cost to build goes up. It doesn't lead to lower house prices long term. Just warning. Again, talk to me if you got questions about that. Love to be your agent as a referral agent, because just like Zillow, if you click on their website and you ask to talk to an agent, they take a percentage. Well, I would take a small percentage, and you actually would have a real person, not Zillow. Crap. Anyway, talk to you guys and gals later. We're going to keep going the stream. Peace. All right. Who's there? Who wants to get down and dirty and talk about some real stuff other than the market? No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk. What do y'all got? HYG. Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Corporate debt. Hi, Josh. Hi. Hello. Hello, Moto. We got ES futures making new lows. NQ's down a hundos. Oh, I mean, how do you want to build this channel? Do you want to draw it like that? I mean, there's a million ways to draw it. Who knows? We are at some points of control. You can see it. Again, sometimes trend lines are cool. Sometimes points of control are better. I would argue this. Excuse me, I just burped. All right, I'll be contacting you for sure 100 times by, hey, bang. I appreciate that because that means you have trust in me. You guys know I would never steer you wrong. Looking to buy in Nashville, but it's too pricey. Again, prices are all relative, man. They're all relative. You live in a place that people want to move to? I'm sorry. It's not going to be cheap. Nashville's pretty dope. Yes, current doji sandwiches. Yum, 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 yum. Nom, 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 nom. Yeah, doji sandwich led to what? Down, down. There you go. Here's your doji sandwich. Yum, nom, 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 nom. Let's talk CRM. All right, what's your favorite CRM? I'm using Chime. No, I mean, really? Let me look at it. You're at the point of control on the daily. At the daily, let's always go to the monthly if you're ever concerned about how things are looking. Let me redraw this because I just spontaneously combusted today. No, I looked at the chart and was like, ooh, I like CRM. We got to be coming into some fibbies. There's one. You can draw it that way. You can draw it this way. I mean, there's many ways to draw it. So your guess is as good as mine. The monthly's a little harder. Would you ever consider buying DVR another inverse REIT? I know see real estate solid long term, but could there be a short-term trading, shorting real estate on the market? I mean, obviously shorting the REITs, yeah, I mean, you can look at shorting the market, but I don't know about you if you've thought about it like this, but if there's no buyers in the market and you were whining about buying real estate when there's 50 people betting 100,000 over ask, and now you're the only one there and sellers are screaming because they don't have anyone to buy. Whatever ETF you could save money on, I guarantee you're probably saving maybe 50, 100, 30, I don't know how many thousands of dollars on the price by being the only buyer. That is awesome. Like, that's like a Stifler. That's awesome. However he does it. So, again, you want to be you want to actually do some real shopping? That's what's up, man. NVIDIA's dumping hard. Stay away or watch for a bounce. I mean, if the SMH is going to bounce, so is NVIDIA. We talked about it earlier in the video. If you had a chance to check it out, I will review it again. Where are you, NVIDIA? You're probably coming back to what? After hours, 141. Oh, look at that. Channel low, probably bounces. Probably bounces. Too fast, too furious. 190 down to 140. Too fast. FSLR. 52-week high. I'll pull that one up. Man, First Solar, what a joke that was for many years. Oh, it's still a joke. Okay, just confirming it. Because when you zoom out, which nobody ever does, remember in the 2000s, look at that bottle rocket. Whee! Now you're just back popping. Meh. I see some problems here. I'm pretty sure at some point, Germany and the rest of the EU are going to be like, oh, you can't live off of solar? I don't know, man. I don't trust any of these names. I trust them like, I don't know. I can't say that on this channel. Oh, First Solar. That is ugly. You do never want to see that candle followed by this candle with double volume that strong. Hold on, let me duplicate these lines to all charts. There's the monthly trend line just popped through. Maybe I need to clean it up on the daily. FSLR. High volume at the highs. How many gaps is this? Big gap one. Man, this has just been a gappy mess. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but I think you're going to see some money rotate. I don't know. I struggle to believe, because again, I know the history of this stock. Like, you're in the massive congestion zone from the 2009, 10, and 11. I guarantee there's some buyers from that year going, oh my God, I never thought I was going to get back to even. Please get me the heck out of this. That's how I look at it. NVIDIA high at the NVIDIA high, MSFT said it was the future. Well, of course. And again, that's why if you're watching this channel, you're now waking up to the fact that CNBC is not your friend. People watch it for hours on days trying to figure out the markets, and it's like, huh? I get my betting sources from the bookies. Hey, bookies, what's the best game to bet on? Right? Hey, casino, how should I play this game? Like, they're just going to want you to lose. Ah, man. With the VIX being mild through thoughts, why is it breaking so many support levels now? Do we determine a point POC, point of control now? Again, we don't know for sure. I'm asking for the steady, small... Remember, keep in mind, new money is coming in. Starting tomorrow, going into early next week, new money flows always come in first of the month. If you're not aware of this phenomena, I swear to God. Okay, now some of the biggest goofballs on my channel, on my Discord room, are saying R.I.P. Soxel, NVIDIA's getting murdered. I love Solomon, but man, every time he gets emotional about something, this guy, always wrong. Always wrong. I love it. I love it because he always gets very, what's the word, dramatic at Versal points. So now again, after hours, I don't really care what the futures are doing right now. I hope you don't either. Now again, if you took off some shorts and you still have some and you have some longs, you should be pretty neutral in all of this. You should do okay. You should survive. If you closed all your shorts today and went all in long, you're not doing it right. We talk about layering in and layering out. You just layered out all at once and layered in, gambling. That's just total gambling. I don't have sympathy and like apologize that you're doing that, but that's just on you, bro. That's just on you. You layer in, you layer out. Nah, Dan hits 395. Blech! A puke. Got to give it up. It's the same thing as the people who gave up their shorts like 3 days ago. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, I'll get back in later. Okay. There's a reason why I say these things. And it's not to act like I'm smarter than everyone. It's like, no, I've been in that position where I'm like, I think it's going to bounce, and it didn't. And I stopped out of my longs and let the rides roll on the shorts and get back in later. And then the bounce came later. I mean, you just don't know. Apple's at the 50% retrace. Let me pull up the fruit. Oh, yeah. No, it's the 0.382, my friend. This is the 0.382. You're there. The good old fruit. Guys, Solomon is always so... He exaggerates everything at the extremes. I still remember trying to convince him to like buy Soxel when we were talking about Pelosi and McConnell were playing these games like they were never going to pass this bill. It's like, they're going to pass it. This is just start a negotiation. Yeah, Soxus rocking it after hours. Man, yeah, if you want to short that, man, that's probably not a bad idea. Now, again, I can't give you financial advice, but again, I bought SMH after hours. Oops. I bought a little at 212, just in case. But Dan, you said 209, 210. I know. Trust me, I know. But it's not an all or nothing gamble. It's like, all right. I like it. I like it a lot. Now again, what? Oh man, I struggle to understand certain people's understanding of the market, because again, it's like, they're the same people who watches like a sports game and like they bet on the Lakers to win the game and the score is 4-0 and they go, they're gonna flop and I'm not gonna cover. No, you gotta let the game play out. You're watching a football game. Get anybody else excited about college football? Hell yeah. Oh, they gave up a touchdown in the first quarter. They're down. Oh, the game's over. Like those kind of people I'm always like laughing about. I'm like, you guys are just silly. Silly. So if you have any other questions, let me know. If not, wrap it up. Hey, girl. Talking to you. The wife is not going to say anything.
Hey, boy.
Oh, wow. You said something for once. Y'all got any specific questions, though, when it comes to how this is going to play out? Because at this point, again, you're sitting here looking for certainty. There is no holy grail. Sure. Yeah. There is no holy grail. Trading is a probability-based game. No one's going to tell you exactly where to get in and get out. We don't know who's the last person to puke on the train ride, high or low. We don't ever know what games are being played based on what? Position, squaring, sizing. You never know if there's an institution looking to sell 100,000 million shares, 10 million shares, and the market maker knows it. I'd love to see your take on Uber. Richard, what is your take on Uber? Because then maybe we can break this one down together and it can be really something meaningful. Maybe I'll even get a super chat for 50 cents. No, seriously, like, what are your thoughts on Uber? Because I think this is how it helps. Like, I love when people ask for help, but then they don't offer their insights. And it's like, well, let's improve upon how to see the market. But Dan, you're not always right. No. But I think I have a better vision of things because I've been staring at this stuff for 20 years. And then if you put in all the time I look back, it's like 80 years. Fun gap below I'm see filling. All right. Fun gap. Fun gap. I like that. Oh, that's a fun gap. Not now, Richard. No. No. Yeah, maybe at some point. Yes. Not now. It doesn't look like. I mean, this is actually looking really strong, bro. It's holding. Look. Yeah, again, whenever in doubt, do me a favor. Zoom out. Just zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Oh my God. It just keeps going. It just keeps going how much the point of control is powerful here. It's the bottom of the VAP zone. Look at them apples. Yeah. How you like them apples, Matt Damon? I'm sorry, man. I think this is going to pop. Look at it near term, too. And this is why I think this gets so difficult. As the market's been churning down, it's holding and basing. I don't know if it... I mean, again, at some point, yes, I think your 24 gap will fill. But it seems to be holding up well in the face of what? Danger, danger, danger. So I'm not going to tell you I know anything for sure, but this is a major point of control. If I'm the market makers here, I think there's a game to be played. Pop, then drop. We'll see. I mean, it popped today and came right back, so it's tough to know for sure, but if I was short, again, this stock, I would never be short this thing, man. You guys shorting non-mega tech? Now, you're killing me. Because all it takes is a stupid rumor and your stock pops 10 points. 20%. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. I just hate shorting the smaller stuff. Like short Apple, Microsoft, semiconductors, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Apple, Meta, Tesla. Like nobody's buying them out. Nobody's buying them out. All right. You just got to be careful because, again, I don't know who would ever want to buy Uber. Let's call it what it is. But I hate when you get these rumors, man. I hate them, 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 hate them. Hate them. Because that happens a lot. What stock was it the other day that popped on nothing? I can't remember. I don't know. EA, I think. I'm interested to see what happened with EA. The rumor that they're always going to get... Yeah, there you go. This is what drives me nuts, is that if you were like, yes, I got EA in the target zone going lower, bam, pops right back up. I hate that. That's the worst. Look at the sellers, though. They showed up with freaking authority. But does that make sense, my friend Richard? Like, that's my perspective on things. Like, I don't like names that have already been beaten to a pulp at lows, lower areas, doing what? Shorting them. The downside is limited, in my opinion, because this is that's the kind of crap that happens. I'm seeing put ratio leaning more bearish, so I'm hesitant to participate in that direction. Yeah, the put call ratio is back over 1.25. Yeah, people are buying puts. If you're the market maker, you do what? Nope. Can turn into an ape stock. Ape stock. Well, whatever, man. Those folks, the apes. This will hopefully they 10 years from now they go like, it was the tech bubble, the commodity bubble, then they call it the ape bubble. That'll be hilarious. Interesting stuff going on. Yep. Seasonality. We're back in July. Really started how I play into seasonal selling, and so I'm after Labor Day. Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's always like this lull. And keep in mind, like, the jobs number is going to be weaker. There's no doubt, because if you listen to the press secretary on Monday said, expect weaker jobs. Look at the ADP today. Weaker. Well, there's going to be this thing called pivot screams. Like, ah! And the market's going to play into it and want to pop it. It seems like logical. Oh boy, here we go. Sell me on a penny stock. Newly pink current penny stock. Currently with a 10 offering to due diligence. 500 potential. Penny runner. Burn it. Banned. Can I ban this crap? I hate penny stocks. And it's not about we don't. It's like you shouldn't play penny stocks. Oh, how come I can't? Oh. Let me ban this. I mean, just anytime you bring me a penny stock, you're selling crap. I don't want anybody to ever buy crap. Oh, Jesus. Intel. Man, this thing is like, everybody wants to buy Intel. It's the ugliest chart out there. No. Leave it the hell alone. It is trash. Intel is absolute trash. God, everybody looks at low prices and they think it's going higher. Intel is trash. Trash. Look at this. Oh, but it's due to a pop. I don't care if it's due to pop. Leave it alone. It's a piece of crap. It's I mean, do I have to turn into sell? No. Look at this thing. It is absolute turd biscuit. And that's Seabiscuit's brother that never got out of the gate. No, look at this. I mean, you guys don't remember Intel. Oh. Like Dice Clay. Oh. Went up to 75. See you at 15 to 12. No. No. Scott, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just you don't realize. Like I know a lot of people, and they always ask me about stocks. That stock has been asked about by more people who I'm like, I almost just want to short it. I almost just want to short it because it's amazing how ugly the chart is, and people still love it. I want people to be like, everybody agree Intel is trash. No, everybody agrees it going higher. I'm like, well, then it's not. Turd biscuit. Yeah, Seabiscuit's brother. He did not get out of the gate well. Channel lows. I mean, yeah, I'm going to laugh when someone's like, remember when you called it turd biscuit and it bounced? And I'm like, yeah, that's great. And you probably could have played any other name and it bounced. And this thing goes from 31 up to 34. Whoop-de-doo. And people are like, that's 10%. It's like, come on, man. If you were trading it, you had to buy a ton of it. And you could have done, you get 3 points from, I mean, you can get 3 points from anything. I mean, I could find 3 points in the market. Come on. You can get 3 pennies from the penny stock. It's a pink sheet. It's a pink total piece of crap. If you want to hear my rants on penny stocks, I will tell you that my favorite trades are shorting penny stocks. It's never to buy them. Name one penny stock that's turned into a real winner. No. Again, you're fighting the odds. You're fighting the odds. Big X, you're afraid to ask about Snap. I mean, I think you know the answer. I think you know what I'm going to say. Probably don't short it, but why would you buy it? I mean, when it's just this is don't be afraid. I mean, just your lot. This is again, and this is me being like thoughtful, trying to be really helpful here. The only thing you're hoping for is a rumor. It's that someone's going to buy them out. Oh, all of the marijuana stocks are the easiest shorts in the world. Oh my God. I mean, I don't know. Snap. I mean, so this is the thing I always tell you about trading. You only have so much capital, and you only have such mental capital. There's only so many opportunities you can capitalize on. You want to buy Snap? Do you know something I don't? I mean, today's action, I supposedly had, interesting, good news? And I just tell people all the time, like, trade the leaders, because then you can follow the market, and then guess what? They lead the market. Snap does not lead the market. So you don't really know. Does that I mean, Livermore said this. Again, if you haven't read the Livermore book or listened to Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, that's why he traded the leaders. When you don't trade leaders, you are throwing dice, you are flipping coins, you are playing penny stocks, essentially, but not pennies. It's really hard. It is really hard to know exactly what's going to happen when you what? You play Snapchat. Like, this isn't the leader. This isn't a leader in the market. Right? Again, I don't think a lot of y'all realize that, man, I got stopped out of this thing right before it went gangbusters. Where was it? What year was this? Oh, right here. Right here. This was 2018, 2019. And again, it didn't follow the market, and I gave up, and then it went from $4 up to what, 70 something? Again, I'm not a bitter person. I've missed plenty of rides. Sorry, 83. That was a monster ride. But now it's back at the lows, and people are like, is this a value stock? No, it's a value trap. Again, Big X, I'm not trying to be mean. When there's certain stocks that are just like dead, like they're deceased, you know, it's like Livermore would say, it's like what do you say? It's what was that exact saying? He says like it's dead, and he would be like, it's, you know, the corpse is what, I can't remember the exact quote, whatever, but he just talked about it, like, it's just dead money. I mean, do you want to gamble on low probabilities? Like, are you trying to play stocks that you think are somehow going to magically awaken? Or do you want to, like, trade the leaders that are easy to predict? People don't understand that. Like, there's this reason why people trade leaders and why momentum begets momentum. When you don't trade leaders, they don't lead. You don't know. You're just literally flipping coins. Good question. Easy answer. Hopefully that makes sense. Any other? I'll do one more just to make this an hour and 10 minutes. Because again, I love this part of it. Like, this is my favorite. It's talking to you guys about how to see the markets better. And also just, hey, I've made every mistake out there. What do you not want to do? Oh, penny stock. I mean, what? It's a $10 stock. What do you think it's going to? Zero? Keep in mind, the lower this goes, the more that they'll pump the perception of value. So it's like you're not going below X amount near term. So if it goes from 11 to 8, I guess, again, you're percentage-wise, great. That's fine. If that's what you want to do, I get that. I usually trade for points and percentages. OIH, buy, hold, or sell. What's your time frame? Because it's a buy, hold, and sell all at once. It's a sell. Then one day it'll be a buy. Then it'll be a hold. Long term, nothing's long term. Stop with this long term crap. People don't realize at the lows, no one wants stocks. Nobody. Nothing. Nada. That's what the bottom looks like. Long term. We still got people we got millions of people out there don't buy the dip. This. No. Bear market ends when what? Everybody gives up. Everybody gives up. Now again, oil names will hold up better. Not going to disagree with that thesis. But no. Hold long term? That just disappoints me to hear people that, if they listen to this channel, I'm like, what are you doing long term? Long term? I mean, there's a hurricane coming. You're just going to hang out on your porch and hope you don't get blown off. That's what the bear market does. It resets everything. It burns off everything. Long term? Nothing. Again, any account where I can't manage the money, it's all cash. And I can't do it. It's cash. Cash, homie. All cash. Moved there in November of 2021. Hard. I'm selling the next pop. I mean, but you do your own homework. Like, do you know the history of the OIH? I do. There once was a oh my God. Remember? Oh, I still remember when it IPO'd, plopped. Then it went on this nice big run because, again, it was a commodities bull market. And this is where it became safe to hold. Run, 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 run. Now it's safe to hold? Come on, Scott. Scott, talk to me, bro. Do you really believe in safety? Does this look like a safe stock to hold? I don't know. It still might get back, be cheap, but you have to remember, though, the bottom, look at the bottom. Let me show you how the bottom in commodities played out. Remember, 2001, bear market, wiped out, chop, held, then went. Where are we? We're on this like chop up, like, again, probably 175, somewhere down in that range. We're in this like chop zone. We're in the chop zone. God, look how freaking easy this thing is to chart, man. Doink. Literally IPO lows from the 2000s. Sold. Big run. I mean, come on, man. Like, you got to think about the big run. You need to get the big run. You need the market not in a bear market. I don't care what the name is. It's an anomaly if it does take a run without the market. Just remember that. Does that make sense? Like, you're betting on the one-off move to assume that any name that we follow goes on a straight line shooter higher. Unless it gets bought out, that's different. But just goes higher because the market is going lower? No. A rising tide lifts all boats. A lowering tide does what? Brings all the boats down. Great question. Safety? Now again, watch. It could do something. All of a sudden, oil could spike to 200 and it goes. But again, that's not the probability trade here. If that's what everybody, because that's what if you go to StockTwits, you look at the news, that's what they're trying to tell people. Oil going to 200, oil service is cheap. They don't say that at the lows, my friend. They don't ever pump stuff like that at the lows. You're not going to hear at the lows when oil is negative futures, they're paying people money to take oil. Hey, this is the time to buy. No, they're like freaking the heck out. Sell, sell, sell. Now you get up and pop. Buy, 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 buy. No, I don't think so. Because then when you go look back at the daily, man, this thing looks way worse than the XOP. Way worse. You got freaking Ronald McDonald, the Robler tagging this thing. You got the double top, McDonald's arches. Again, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to make this excitingly interesting more than just, this is Stephen Bigelow here with blah, 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 and monotonous and boring. Because, again, that's what most people do, talk about stocks. They can't make this fun because they don't know enough about them. Does that make sense? Like, that's an M top. Great question, Scott. I know you mean well. But that, to me, like, again, I just think people need to realize in a bear market, the easy trade is to go with the trend. I'm always amazed, and there's still people in the Discord room. What do you think I should buy now for the long run? Now, we're talking about buying for a pop, right? That's not the long run. That is not the long run. It's just part of the trend. You know, it doesn't go in a straight line. Does this make sense? Like, people, I'm always mind-boggled that people were like, in a bear market, they want to buy. In a bull market, they're trying to short. Now, again, sometimes you can short in bull markets, certain things. But in general, you're fighting the tide. Pissing in the wind. Whatever you want to call it. Don't eat the yellow snow. All right, I'm shutting it down. I hope this makes sense. Again, I'm trying to make it the visual thoughts in your mind. Like, that's dangerous. You got to see the market for what it is, because I'm guaranteeing you guys, no different than me, at one point, you see the market through your own lenses. Well, guess what? The market maker knows that we're all inherently selfish and want to win, but we don't know why the market moves. They know they're going to take our money eventually. We got to start seeing what the market makers want. We also have to follow the recurring tendencies, the recurring patterns, and ultimately what? What's easy? What's the best probabilities? And I'm always amazed. People are like, they want to do the hard thing. They want the one-off. And if you think about Livermore, how did he get unbelievably rich in the 1900s? He did things with he went with the least resistance. He went where the trends. He went how things moved. He wasn't fighting them. Would you rather take the sure, guaranteed way and leverage it big versus the small gamble and maybe lose? Again, I'm trying to protect my capital at all costs. People talk about 30% drawdown. No way. That's not the goal here. Never is. Never is. All right. Always good chatting with you guys. Have a great night. Yep. Appreciate you guys. I will talk to you guys and gals later. Peace out.